Hello and welcome back to my chaotic kitchen. We're making brookies. Again, gluten-free, dairy-free recipe today. It is from a book. I don't have everything. I don't have all the ingredients that it calls for, but we are going to make it happen anyway. So you're gonna need a hodgepodge of ingredients. We're gonna want all of the measuring cups. We're gonna want salt, vanilla, eggs, sugar. We're gonna need cocoa powder. We're gonna need chocolate chips, olive oil or coconut oil, almond flour, baking soda, baking powder. I think that's it. I'm pretty sure that's everything. This calls for a lot of other things. We're not gonna do it their way, we're gonna do it my way and see how it turns out. So, first thing that this one says is we're gonna make a cookie dough, or we're gonna make a brownie batter, is what it looks like. Then we're gonna add them together. Now first time I ever made brookies with regular ingredients turned out into just this giant chocolate chip brownie cookie versus like seeing those like intricacies of like, oh, here's the brownie part, here's the cookie part. It was just all brown, looked like a brownie. This may turn out the same way. We'll find out. So for the cookie dough, we are gonna want some olive oil or coconut oil, sugar, egg, vanilla, some almond flour, some baking soda, some salt, and some chocolate chips. So we are going to start with egg and vanilla, coconut oil, coconut sugar, or regular sugar, or olive oil, whatever you got going on. Okay, so this calls for a 1/4 cup of softened coconut oil. So we're gonna do about 3/4 of that with the olive oil, because that ratio is just a little bit different. All right, so we got our olive oil. You never need as much when you use olive oil, which we'll use again. Then we're gonna add our sugar, which is a 1/3 cup. Third cup of sugar. We're gonna mix that together. Until well combined, which will not actually take that long. And then we're gonna add an egg and some vanilla. We have our egg. We have our vanilla to your liking. And we're gonna mix until well mixed. This looks like a nice fun glob right now. All right, now we're going to add in salt. Put that to the side for a second. We're gonna add in a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. So I have a 1/2 teaspoon. I'm just gonna do half of this half of baking soda. Still too much, there we go. Perfect. I'm gonna mix that in. And then we are going to add our almond flour. How much do we need? A cup plus 2 tablespoons of almond flour. Very specific. 1 tablespoon. 2 tablespoons. Like I said, this was frozen because I keep almond flour in the freezer, as we all should. Just makes the shelf life a little longer. All right, we need a cup. I'm just gonna use this 1/2 cup and do it twice so it's easier for me to get in there. 1, 2. All right, we got our almond flour. And we're gonna mix that in. and form our dough. Already looking more dough-like. We have to just break up all of that frozen in the frozen balls of the almond flour. So that's still going on. But we're already kind of to a batter consistency, right? Batter consistency. Those large chunks are just almond flour that it's gonna break up as it warms up and get kind of easier to manage. I just kind of go at it with my spatula because they're pretty easy to break once they're warmed up. Because no one wants to bite into, and I cannot stress this enough, a big ball of almond flour. That does not taste good. I have done it. It's not the best. Not like one of my top 5 experiences. I keep going out of this video. I'm all over the place. Welcome. If you haven't been here before, it is pretty chaotic. Very batter-like. Very batter-like. Still got some chunks though, so we're gonna keep working those chunks out. Until they are mostly gone. All right. Actually gonna use my sink here. That's what I'm propping you guys up right now is my sink. Ooh, there we go. Okay. So, now that we've got that, we're gonna fold in some chocolate chips. I'm gonna fold in some dark chocolate chips. It says mini. And they want about a 1/3 cup. I'm just gonna pour it in. That seems like probably a 1/3. Because we are gonna get still even more chocolate from other things, you know? We're gonna get chocolate from the brownie. Yeah. This doesn't look like it's enough chocolate chips for me. Yeah, a little more. That's better. There we go. Much more like a chocolate chip cookie. So now this is telling me that I should freeze it. I'm gonna form 48 balls of cookie dough and freeze it. So we're not gonna form 48, we're gonna form some and freeze it. All right. I have my prepared baking sheet over here. I'm gonna move everything that I've used or not. And we are going to take a spoon and start scooping. Now, these are absolutely not going to be perfect. You can't really roll them because of the consistency, because it's not regular flour. So you can't like roll it into a ball. Normally, you have to let this either freeze or you put it in the refrigerator for at least an hour for them to be like a consistency that you can like ball them with. Otherwise, you're just kind of scooping what looks like mush, but is gonna be probably very good cookies. Little baby Thai cookies. I spread these out like they're gonna bake. These are not gonna bake like this. At least I don't think they do. I didn't actually read all the directions because I like to cook in chaos. So I thrive in it. Already almost done with this cookie dough. Definitely not 48 balls. We got 12 right now. I don't know why they're thinking we're gonna get 48. That's just insanity. No one has the time for that. Am I right? No one has the time for that. Scooping down. probably get like 3 more balls. Or 2. 2 also works. Doesn't really matter because it's all gonna get baked anyway. Just add this to there. Perfect. All right, these are going in my freezer while we make the what that will say. And now we're gonna make the brownie batter. So just rinse off my hand here that's got the dough on it. I'll prop you guys back up. Okay, so we're supposed to do that for 15 minutes. It's probably how long it's gonna take me to make the brownies. So, preheat the oven to 350. As if my oven has not been preheated to 350 all morning. And then you want an 8x8 inch pan. Eight by 8. It says with parchment paper, I'm gonna spray it with olive oil. Just kind of douse it. All right, I'm just gonna set that to the side for now. And now we have the brownie batter. So we need to combine the chocolate and oil to melt it. Okay, so we need a 1/4 cup. I'm gonna use my dark chocolate chips. I don't actually know if I brought out a 1/4 cup. I have a 1/2 cup, so I'll fill it halfway. Also got some semi-sweet in here that I'll also grab. Perfect. All right, we got this. We're gonna grab a microwave safe bowl. And it says that we want some oil, 3 tablespoons worth. We're not gonna do that. We're gonna just pour a little bit in. And we're gonna see how that melts together for 30 seconds in the microwave. Ain't nobody got time for a double boiler. All right, so what we're gonna do now, so I got a smaller bowl. We are going to add our egg, vanilla, and sugar to this bowl. So again, we got an egg. You can use a flax egg too. You don't eat eggs. Vanilla. A nice douse of vanilla. We're gonna stir up our chocolate, hope that it is melted. So I don't have to put it back in the microwave, but we'll see. So we're just gonna keep stirring this in the warm oil. Looks like actually we might not have to do it again. So we're just gonna keep stirring this. The amount of sugar that we're gonna need is only 2 tablespoons. So not that much. 1, 2. I'm still gonna stir this, which definitely doesn't need to go back in. This is good. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to mix this. And then I add in my chocolate. to this bowl. And we're gonna mix it. Until well combined. Next, we are going to add our, I guess you don't need baking powder. We need baking soda. We're also done with these chocolate chips, although I may add some more when we're in the pan. Sugar is done. I'm gonna throw in a little salt. We're gonna throw in our baking soda, half a teaspoon. Again, here's my half teaspoon right here, baking soda. And we're gonna throw in there and mix around. Smells really good, I'll tell you that much. All right, we need a 1/3 cup of both almond flour and cocoa powder. Third cup of almond flour. Stir that in. And our cocoa powder, which I don't even think I've opened yet. I haven't needed to. Nope, I have not. And our 1/3 cup of cocoa powder. We're gonna mix it in. Cocoa powder takes a little bit more mixing because it doesn't like water, doesn't like being wet. It is hydrophobic, so it tends to kind of stay on the top of things and coat things, kind of like tapioca flour does, but eventually it will mix. Smelling good. Also feeling like a batter, like a very thick batter. Wonder if it's supposed to be like that. No one will know. No one will ever know. All right. All of our easy things in there. Okay, so. Easy enough. We're gonna place this on the bottom. I'm actually gonna add a little more oil to this. Because it just does not seem, it seems a little too thick. So I'm gonna add a little bit more oil to it and mix it around. See if that gives me something just a little bit thinner. Because this is like thicker than our cookie dough batter at this point. There we go. It is much more spreadable at least, but like sheet thick. I just don't think it's supposed to be that. I think it's supposed to be a little thinner. Not a lot, but that's so much better. Okay. So you want to be able to kind of be able to smooth it. So it's not liquid, but it's not solid either. You know me, I like to put away all my things. Plus, we're still waiting on our stuff in the freezer. So I'm gonna just clean up. Real fast here, because there really isn't that much cleanup. And we are going to take our brownie batter in our well-oiled pan, and that's where it's going. Smells so good. And we're just gonna spread that kind of around, if it allows me to do that. Which it kind of is and it's kind of not. So we'll see. Sure. If anything, we're gonna have some real fudgy brownies, or this is gonna turn into a cake. Either way, not mad about it. All right. So, we're gonna bake this for 20 to 24 minutes after we add our cookie dough balls. So we put our cookie dough balls in the freezer. I'm gonna take them out and use another spoon because those are definitely still a little gooey. And I'm just gonna scoop and place. They really should just say top it. So like place balls strategically. It's not gonna work. I understand now why they wanted a bunch of tiny balls. But we're not gonna listen to them. This recipe also calls for like almond butter and like a couple of other things and things that I just don't have in my kitchen right now. So that is why this may turn more into a cake than a brookie. But that is okay because we love cake. You know? We love cake, so why not? That freezing really did nothing. All right, now this is uneven. And that is fine. We got half of it that's definitely more brownie than cookie, but isn't that the whole point? So we're looking like so. All we're gonna do is bake this for 20 to 24 minutes. So what I prefer to do and what I think everyone should do is your oven should be preheated by now. You're gonna put this in the oven for 10 minutes. You're gonna flip it halfway and just turn it around. Now I'm not gonna make you sit here for 20 minutes to 24 minutes staring at me. So once that is done, you're gonna let it completely cool before you cut it or serve it. And then feel free to warm it up when you want it with ice cream, a la mode, whatever you wanna do. Any questions on how to make brookies or potentially this cookie cake or brownie cake or both? I don't know. We're going to find out when it comes out. Feel free to leave a comment below.